Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. She's Rachel. I'm Kelsey. I switched it up on you this time. Rachel, I was thinking about the biggest stars in boxing today. I was writing an article on global superstar heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, who's set to make his stateside United States debut in June against Gerald Miller. Joshua's a big star in the UK, but over here, he's not. And that's just how it is.
Yeah.
He hasn't, they haven't exposed the American audience to Joshua, and that's why they want to move the fight over here. It was originally supposed to be at Wembley Stadium in April against an undetermined opponent.
So there's not going to be a fight on April 13th for Joshua?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So now it's going to be in June. That fight is going to be announced soon per ESPN.com's Dan Raphael and the Ring's Mike Coppinger. But what I want to talk about to you is, besides Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, who, in my eyes, has aged out of the system, so to speak, who is the biggest boxing superstar today?
Well, I don't know if there is. Like, when you say superstar, for me, that implies that if I, walk out, on the street to other sports fans, other combat sports fans, and say a name, they should know who it is. So, we know if we say Pacquiao, they're going to know who it is. If we say Mayweather, they're going to know who it is. I don't know what other names I could say that somebody would know. So I guess that's kind of my gauge for superstar.
So I would argue that the only candidate that really fits your description, maybe, is Canelo Alvarez. And I say that because Canelo Alvarez...
If I happen to go up and run into a Mexican.
He's hugely popular in the Mexican community.
Yeah.
But I also think that, I know just from our own experience of having people over the fight, people knew about Canelo Alvarez's fights with Gennady Golovkin. And they knew that, maybe not like they knew about Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao as individuals, but they knew that Canelo Alvarez is Canelo Alvarez, is the next big guy. Okay. I think that he definitely, to me, is the biggest superstar of boxing, sans Mayweather and Pacquiao. But there are other guys out there.
He's the only one that can hold a candle to that title. He's the only one with a claim, a stake for that title.
Okay. Yeah. So what's interesting to me is to think about, well, who's going to be that person who I think right now is Canelo Alvarez? Will Canelo Alvarez still be that leader? Let's call him the leader of boxing by the end of this year and by the end of next year. Because I think there's some potential from some other guys that are currently, I would rank below Canelo Alvarez as boxing's big superstar. And let's talk about some of those candidates. The first obvious choice is Anthony Joshua, right?
Well, the entire heavyweight division has an opportunity right now to make a big splash in the sports world and be known. To the point that, in the 90s, the heavyweight division was known. I guess that would be the last, time. Where I remember, Evander Holyfield being brought up in, an episode of Friends.
Yeah.
That kind of...
notoriety.
Yeah. And I think that they do, between Joshua, Wilder, and Fury, and then you pepper in the other guys... I feel like the heavyweight division, can we just take the heavyweight division as a candidate?
Or at least, I think you hit the nail on the head. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, or Tyson Fury, whoever comes out of that, if you put them in a bag and make them a bag of cats and you shake them, what cat's going to come out of that bag at the end of this thing that's going to come out?
Well, the thing is, for me, is I don't think one fighter can, they might be able to do it, but there's not, you're saying between, now and the end of the year, and heavyweights just don't fight that often.
Right.
So I would need, that's why I'm saying the heavyweight division, because then there's an opportunity for more fights to be made, and you need quantity to go ahead and make that big splash where people and mainstream sports fans know, even care what's going on.
So some other names, let's agree to agree. Is that something people say? I don't know about that. Definitely candidates there in the heavyweight division. But in the lower weight classes, I think there's also some guys, just with the lay of the land, how things are today. One of the names, I think, let's talk at two of the names, because they're both promoted by the same company and they're on ESPN. That's Terence Crawford, and that's Vasyl Lomachenko. And I think that of the two, while we as boxing fans I guess, love Vasyl Lomachenko and his ability, the guy that I see that could become a really big deal is Terence Crawford. And a lot of that has to do with Crawford being from Nebraska. He's like he's a regular bloke, as we say over here. We don't say that. But also because he's a welterweight. Like he fights at a higher weight class. And typically, in order to break through to mainstream sports stardom, you have to be. It starts around welterweight. That's the weight, the lowest type weight that somebody can be. If you think of the other people that have broken through, like Sugar Ray Leonard or Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., all these people were welterweight and above.
Yeah, I mean, that's just generally the lower
So
weight classes have a hard time.
I think it would be really hard for Lomachenko to even if he turned out to be one of the best fighters ever, which I'm not convinced he is, but if he turned out to be the best he could possibly be, his full potential, he still fights at a weight class that's maybe a little bit too low. Unless he went on like a Manny Pacquiao type run, which nobody should expect that. Manny Pacquiao is a very special fighter.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard in my head. Like I'm comparing these guys to Pacquiao and Mayweather, and that's just really hard to do. Like what either have done, and then like Terence Crawford doesn't have the charisma that Pacquiao has to connect with people. I mean, like honestly, so like part of gaining notoriety is also gaining what is it, sponsorships?
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna give Terence Crawford, like, what is he gonna do in an ad? You know, like I don't know. Maybe he gets behind a camera and somebody's like writes a script for him and like he like blows his away with being like kind of funny or kind of like, you know, I don't know. I just don't know if Terence Crawford can do that because in order to hit that superstar level, you have to, a lot of things have to fall into place.
So put you on the spot a year from now, let's say 2 years from now, at the end, let's say at the end of 2020, besides Mayweather or Pacquiao, if they're still playing their trade, who's the biggest star in boxing? Give me one name. Do it now. Do it.
I would have to like place like my bet with money would go towards Joshua.
Anthony Joshua, because you think that he'll be the
heavyweight.
I think
he already has a global market just because he doesn't have the United States. Like that's a big thing, but he does have, it seems like, a huge chunk of the rest of the world. And so, like, what he has to do is come over here. And the last time I saw him on TV, because the first time I saw him, I was like, I don't know what I think about this guy. But the last time I saw him, I was like, I think I like this guy. So now he's going to come over here and fight, which means we're about to get a lot of promos. We're about to get stuff. What if he goes on? Like, he's on ESPN, SportsCenter, like, all these different things. Like, he really could capture, if he has, like, the skill in the ring and the charisma, the personality, like, that could really all come together.
And heavyweights always have the upper hand. To me, I still think it's going to be Canelo Alvarez because, like you, I'm not sure that Anthony Joshua can get through Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and Luis Ortiz and whoever else. Gerald Miller's going to be a good fight for him. I think that the heavyweight division is deep and stacked, and a heavyweight one punch can change the fight in ways that in other divisions it just can't. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that shakes out. I want to give you a special bonus right now, friend. You're out there. You want to like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe now, and I will share with you a special vision, a dream I had last night about Jermall Charlo and Jarrett Hurd. Now, as you know, Jermall Charlo is the older, actually, he's a younger Charlo, but he's the slightly bigger Charlo. So Jermall Charlo was fighting at middleweight. Okay, so here's my dream last night. I dreamt I was talking to Jermall, and me and Jermall were just chatting, and Jermall was talking about who was the best fighter at 154. I was like, I don't know, Jermall. And I was like, is this a trick? You want me to say Jermall? But Jermall just lost, or he lost the decision to Tony Harrison, whatever. Okay, but there's a guy there named Jarrett Hurd that people think he's a unified champion. People think maybe he's the best one. And so then Jermall was like, I'm going to fight Jarrett Hurd. And Jermall went and fight Jarrett Hurd. And I was like, yeah, Jermall's going to kick his butt. Go, Jermall. Because, like, you know, the Charlos are obviously going to cheer for the Charlos. Anyway, Jermall was winning the fight. And then he got knocked down. And what did Jarrett Hurd do, Rachel? He ran over to Jermall Charlo, who's laying on the ground, and did a hammer fist, like UFC style punch on the bottom. And I was pissed. You know, I was like, let's do this, Jarrett Hurd. And so I was going to go beat up Jarrett Hurd. But then I woke up. Anyways, that's the kind of thing I dream about. And that's a special bonus for you, only you who have liked, commented, and subscribed.
I don't think you have any control over that.
Huh?
who's gifted that gene.
I think I am. If you didn't, then you owe me a like, comment, and subscribe. Not a like, comment, or subscribe. A like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. So you gotta click, type hi, click again.
Or hey, or if you want to click like, hey, yo.
You can't click that.
Hey. You said type. Oh, if you want to type.
You're gonna click like, you're gonna type hi.
And then just maybe if you're just sitting there, the fourth thing you just want to be like to yourself, be like, hey, yo.
All right, I think we're done here.